Hi from Bug Eye Guy. This is a 1958 MGA, the first series of these wonderful cars. This one has a bunch of cool stuff like those new VTO wheels. They're beautiful. And that's a 5-speed transmission, although you'd never know it. It looks exactly stock. It also happens to be a 1600 rebuilt engine, even though the car originally would have had a 1500. But with the 5-speed transmission, originality wasn't as important. You might also be able to see there are AGM batteries, Optima batteries there. There's two 6 volts normally on the back of an MGA, and these are nicely upgraded. So here's a short drive. And the car drives really nicely. This is a car for someone who wants to drive their classic car. It's a very user-friendly, just a beautiful driving experience in this car. There's the 5th gear, and even at about 45 or 40 miles an hour here, 5th gear is an asset. You don't need it by any means. Many people drove their MGAs cross country with just 4 gears, so you don't need a 5-speed. But in today's world, I mean, for me, when I want to get into one of these cars and relax, nothing makes it more relaxing than to have the ability anyway to sort of drop the RPMs and enjoy the ride. And it's all synchronized and all new, so it's a much more user-friendly gearbox. I'm going to take a minute for a public safety announcement here. You'll notice I stopped a couple car lengths shy of the guy in front of me, and I've got a really nice out to my left and to my right. I'm looking in my mirror here. It's just a habit I'm trying to develop each and every time I drive one of these cars. If somebody's coming down on me, I have a sense that they're slowing down sufficiently, I'm going to throw it into 1st gear and jump off to one side or the other, and that's a really good habit to be in, just to protect these cars and certainly to protect yourself. So we're off now onto a really nice highway on-ramp. I wanted to show you a full-on acceleration with all 5 gears. By the way, this tachometer is reading a little bit high. I don't think I'm actually getting to the yellow line there. And there's 5th gear and about 60 miles an hour, and certainly plenty more to go, but we've got a turnaround right here, so I'm going to get on the brakes. These are 4-wheel drum brakes. That's the turn signal actuator on the left. The car stops really nicely. All the brakes are in good shape. Again, I'm checking my rear view mirror very carefully. I would have kept going straight if anyone was bearing down on me. And similarly here, I'm going to make sure that I don't have anybody coming on this off-ramp that's an issue. I think that in general, a lot of these are Motorcycle Safety Foundation thoughts for safety, just to protect yourself and of course to keep these sculptural cars from getting dented or damaged. And this engine is good and smooth. There are no hesitations or issues. The ride quality is excellent. The car is smooth because the wheels are new and round, unlike the old wheels that you find on most MGAs. And this is really, I can't say enough good stuff about this machine. I've had a lot of MGAs in my career. I have one of my own that I keep, a black one, a Roadster. But this is the kind of car that if you wanted to go to Stowe, for example, in our area here in the Northeast, from Connecticut to Stowe, it's like a 4.5-hour drive on the highway, and you have a wonderful car show there in the fall. Hopefully they'll have it again this year. But in any event, this is the car for that kind of an event where off you go and you have a nice long highway drive. But you can also enjoy turns like these. And we're lucky to have had a great builder. Not all builders are as skilled as this fellow was when he restored the car. This is just a very well put together car. It came to us with almost no issues, which is very, very rare. A lot of MGAs that we've owned have required several months of work before we were comfortable sending them back out into the world. One of the things is that turn signal switch on the left. They're often broken. This one I think needs a new flasher because I don't think the blinker light's lighting on the far left under my palm there. But that's a funky egg timer like air-bound turn signal thing. You turn it and there's a spring and it lets the air out of the canister. And when the air is out, it shuts off. It's a really cool, like a very antique mechanism that they had in the mid-50s when they had these turn signals. And it works in this case. So we're back at the shop now. We've got a lot of these little taillights. I noticed that TR3 off to the right and the bug eye on the MGA, they all share the same lens. And that is our wonderful MGA that we have for sale with a 5-speed from Bug Eye Guy.